In this video, we'll review how to operate Thermo Scientific BIOS A Bioprocessing Centrifuges with GreenCool technology. Before you begin using your centrifuge, make sure that it's been installed and balanced properly by the service team. The first step is to turn the power on. Locate the switch along the right side and switch it to the on position. While the centrifuge is booting up, the system checks its software and the touchscreen displays the Thermo Scientific logo. Next, press the open button on the touchscreen. The centrifuge door will automatically open using the Thermo Scientific auto door function. The centrifuge door can only be opened when the centrifuge is switched on. Do not use the mechanical emergency door release to open the centrifuge on a regular basis. The next step is to install the rotor and windshield. Please refer to our video about handling the windshield and rotors of large capacity centrifuges. After installing the windshield and rotor properly, it's time to install an empty bucket in each position. Install buckets of the same weight class as indicated on the bucket itself, and position buckets opposite each other to help ensure even weight distribution. Make sure each bucket swings out correctly. They must swing freely on their rotor trunnion bolts. Always use a full complement of buckets, even if some buckets remain empty, before operating the rotor. Please note that while the centrifuge keeps a record of rotor cycles, the cycles for buckets, adapters, and bottles must be recorded manually in the logbook. It's important to load buckets into the rotor symmetrically to avoid imbalance, bumpy spinning, and possible damage. Adhere to the imbalance tolerance of 125 grams. Each rotor is designed to run with its maximum load at maximum speed, but the centrifuge's safety system requires that the rotor is not overloaded. Rotors can handle mixtures with densities up to 1.2 grams per milliliter. If the load exceeds this limit, you should either reduce the amount of substance or lower the speed. The centrifuge needs to recognize the installed rotor and buckets and adjust its setting for safe and efficient operation. Go to the main menu on the touchscreen and press the Install Rotor button, or you can insert a rotor to display its information. If the Enter All Serial Numbers option is enabled, you can enter or scan the serial numbers for the rotor and buckets in the rotor window using the Set ID button. First, select the bucket type, then enter or scan the serial numbers. Finally, press the Apply button in the rotor parameters window to save the data. The next step is to set the windshield lid onto the holder on the inner side of the centrifuge door. The Thermo Scientific auto lid function automatically opens and closes the windshield when the centrifuge door opens and closes. Close the centrifuge door using the auto door function by pressing the Close button on the touchscreen. When the centrifuge door is closed, the touchscreen will display the Start button. To learn how to set up centrifugation parameters and configure additional settings, please refer to our touchscreen operation video. Should a power failure occur, you'll need to use your centrifuge's mechanical emergency door release. A few words of warning: do not open the centrifuge before the rotor has stopped spinning, and never touch a spinning rotor. Also, never use your hands or tools to stop a spinning rotor. A rotor can still be spinning after a power failure occurs. Always wait until the rotor comes to a complete stop before operating the mechanical emergency door release to open the centrifuge. Once the rotor has stopped, unplug the power supply. Then remove the two plastic plugs from both sides of the housing. Pull the release cords on both sides of the centrifuge to trigger the mechanical door release. Use adequate force to manually lift the centrifuge door. Then, replace the release cords and plugs into the housing. Reconnect the power supply once the power failure is over. When the centrifuge is not in use, keep the door open or turn off the power. This prevents the compressor from cooling and causing condensation buildup, which can lead to moisture-related issues such as corrosion and mold growth. It's an important practice that can help maintain the equipment's performance and longevity. For more care and maintenance information, please refer to our care and maintenance video. Following these operational procedures will help you maximize the value and performance of your Thermo Scientific BIOS 16 and A bioprocessing centrifuge. Thank you for watching. Visit thermofisher.com/centrifuges to learn more.